Hi, guys. Welcome to Weekly Travel Updates. Tonight, there's lots of big things going on. Like, we got notices this week that their State Department is issuing a global travel warning. That's big. Global travel warning. More on that. And then the DOT and the airlines have come to some arrangements that are going to make our travel better. It has to do with the transparency, like for you who like to travel frontier, bless your hearts. But I do not like them because of all of the extra fees. And it doesn't matter how many times you tell a customer who says, I want the cheapest thing to Denver, and you tell them that Frontier has a $149 fare, but then there is a carry-on fee, and there is a check bag fee, and there are fees for booking a seat. Well, all of those things are going to change in October. More of that to come. And then I wanted to tell you about the ninth overboard that we've had this year. And this one was not good. In the deepest fjord in Norway. That's where it happened. And then who is trying to boot Royal Caribbean out of first place for all these years of having the largest cruise ships? I'm going to tell you in just a minute. Put your guess below. I would love to know what your guesses are. If you think you could guess who is trying to uproot Royal Caribbean from being the biggest cruise line or the biggest cruise ship in the world. It's been going on for decades. They've had the mega ships. Whenever somebody built something bigger, Royal came back with something bigger. The Quantum is bigger. The Icon is bigger. It's the biggest one. Who is trying to steal that spot? Okay, now I'll tell you, it's June 10th, 2024. I'm Melinda Fargus. Welcome to Weekly Travel Updates. And I'm going to tell you about the global warning that I got by email this week. I can't imagine, but I would suspect that all travel agents got this bulletin this week. And it said that the State Department had issued a global travel warning. Now, it's due to the war in Israel, specifically Gaza, the Ukraine and Russia, the inevitable volcanoes that are still continuing in Iceland, in Taiwan, in Spain, and there are numerous floods across the globe right now. They specifically named the wars and how a breakout could end up with an upheaval of all Western-bound flights. We do need to be prepared. If you're going out of the country, make sure that you have a passport. If you're going out of the country and you're my customer, make sure I have a copy of your passport, because one of the services that I provide is if you get displaced from your travel documents, I have a copy of everything. I can send it to you. I can email it to you. I can text you. Lots of reasons to do that. So the main point was be aware of your surroundings. I tell people when they say, is it safe for us to go to New York? Well, it's about as safe as you going down to Myrtle Beach on the main drag, as long as you're aware of your surroundings. That was the key point. Reconfirm everything that you are doing this year. Reconfirm it 72 hours in advance. Reconfirm it 24 hours in advance. Things change. Flights change. Schedules changes. We're leaving for Alaska in 21 days. We're so excited. But our schedule has changed numerous times. Numerous. And it's Delta and Air Canada. And it wouldn't surprise me to get more schedule changes before we leave. Now, none of them have been catastrophic, but, you know, if you didn't go check on it, you may end up at the airport 2 hours early. Or worse yet, you may end up 2 hours late. That would be horrid. The great thing about using a travel agent is that they can support you with documentation, because that's one of the biggest things that happen. You leave your information somewhere. I had a traveler last year who left his backpack sitting on a bench while they were waiting for a train. Train came, so excited, got up and left. All their travel documents were in the backpack. Anyway, you can rebound from it, but it helps to have somebody on this side of the pond working with you. Then the DOT and the airlines have finally come out with some real specifics that are going to be important for us in travel. And while they're supposed to take place October of 2024, we have seen delays. So what I'm about to tell you is supposed to take place in October of 2024. They're talking about transparency in fares. It was 2011 when we had the last ruling about fares from the DOT. And this new proposal is supposed to give you, if you pull up flights from here to New York, here's the fare on American, here's the fare on Frontier. American, there is a $30 first bag fee. Frontier, there's a $30 first bag fee, a seat reservation fee, a carry-on fee, and an advanced boarding fee, plus Wi-Fi fees. Plus, they give you lots of options. But it's supposed to be that when you pull it up, starting in October, you see everything at once. Now, one of the reasons that I closed my office and got out of the airline business is because of this. It's not there. Even though they say it's going to start October of 24, it's not going to be there. And you know what they're saying right now? They're saying that if your credit card statement for a trip says that you were charged by Action Travel, then Action Travel is who you go to for a refund, which is not true, because Action Travel doesn't have your money. We have immediately given that money to the airline. But as the rules are written right now, that's what it says. If your credit card statement says American Airlines, then you go to American Airlines for that refund. Until these things are clear, I want no part of it. I am very happy that I moved home and that I'm handling great customers, doing big things this year. We have our group leaving at the 1st of July. We have a very large multi-generational family group on a cruise for a week, leaving right before we leave. And we just had travelers come back from our first travelers from Barbados, Sandals. I have not been there. It's the one Sandals property that I've not been to. Well, 2 couples just came back and it was beautiful, but I will tell you, the seaweed on the beach did cause issues. If I don't book your trip, make sure that you look at conditions of your property before you leave. Had we known about this before they left, we may have made some alternative arrangements. But nonetheless, they both were celebrating 30 years of marriage. And so I congratulate the Felkels and the Terrells. Thank you so much for allowing me to play a small part in your travel. But I thank you also for allowing me to be part of the solution to the issues. We were able to get it done just a little bit faster. All right, guys. The next thing that I want to tell you about is the 9th person going overboard. Golly, this one they're calling suspicious. You know, the cruise lines have got cameras everywhere, and so no details are out on this yet. But suspicious may mean that it was unclear whether this person jumped or was pushed or for it's to clarify why the person went overboard. And the authorities are calling it suspicious. Now, it happened in the deepest fjord in Norway. And so the person had like no chance, or very little chance of survival. Waters are still so cold. And his body was recovered. Let me change that. A body was recovered, and the cruise lines are sharing that the person passed away. That's really all that they're saying. So more to come on that one. Then I have lots of notes this night. On the replacing the largest ship, can you guess? Oh, let me look at the comments. Can you guess which cruise line is going to? Nobody has guessed. Well, I'll just tell you. It's MSC Cruises. Now, MSC has really gained a presence within North America, specifically the United States. They're the ones that have ships in New York, ships out of Florida. They're building a new terminal in Galveston, Texas. They are really trying to break the mold. But I will share with you that one of my savvy travelers who's been on a number of cruises didn't call his favorite travel agent because he saw this great deal on MSC out of New York, and he just booked it. That's what he told me. Well, I would have told him, Daniel, that's not the ship for you, because he likes things just so. And with MSC, they're so European that unless you're prepared for the experience, it's not one that many people like. One of the things is very European. So foods are curry, which tend to be a little spicy for Southerners, or very bland because they don't use many spices. The announcements are first in Italian because that's the majority of their cruisers. So it's in Italian. If you're in Spain, it could be in Spanish as well. It's almost always in Portuguese. Anyway, long story short, he said that there were 5 announcements of other languages before it was spoken in English. For some people, wouldn't matter. For some people, big deal. He said, to make a morning announcement took 25 minutes because you had to hear it in every language. Another thing besides the food and the language is the entertainment. Now, when I first sailed MSC, 3/4 of the entertainment was opera. If any of you know me, or just take a guess. No, I'm not an opera fan. Maybe if I'm in Japan, because, you know, it just kind of goes with the art. But no. And I found it very disheartening that they put tarps over the pools early in the night. You couldn't be out late swimming. The entertainment was just nothing like what we had experienced on 15 other cruise lines. Well, they are working on that. Now they are trying to bring in some shows that are more like Broadway, musical reviews, comedians, more to the tasting of Americans. So while that happens, they are growing their presence. And I was looking to see, they are offering, they just didn't, well, it's not just announced, but they're expanding their yacht club. So like on Norwegian, you have the Haven. On other cruise lines, you have that step up in category of cruise, and they have the yacht club. I looked at what would be a yacht club experience cost, comparing it to a equal size ship doing a 7-night Caribbean, and was quite surprised you could be in their yacht club for about the same price as a balcony, say on Royal Caribbean. So for me, it would have to depend on where the ports, was that enough draw for me to give up some of the things that I'm very, very used to? We would have to decide that to see if that's best for you, or if you would just prefer to sail on the cruise lines that are known for having the food and the entertainment, what you're more accustomed to. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this weekly travel update, and reach out to me. I'm Melinda Fargus. You can reach me at this email right there. Thanks so much. Have a great week. Ciao.